Yeah,
His
yeah.
chest is like twice as large as mine.
God, he's gonna have to get like a custom-built keyboard and mouse, otherwise they're just gonna crumble under his
Yeah.
fingers, mate. Oh
He
my
needs that. He needs that all metal keyboard. That's what he needs. Because if he uses his old Waza, it's just gonna shatter under his might.
Oh my god.
He's got like 2% body fat or something, which is the lowest amount that a human can get away with while still being healthy.
He's not human, mate. That's the thing.
It's like Jesus. He literally is. He's literally a Zergling, which is so much muscle. He's like a rhinoceros beetle.
He's a rhinoceros beetle, mate.
Anyway, going for a pool first here on Berlingrad. Here we have the red Zerg player coming out for the land of Korea, representing Dragon Phoenix Gaming DPG. He's dark.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Berlingrad LE, we have the blue Terran player, the South Korean Terran representing Storm Gaming, here to get revenge for his ex-teammate. It is GuMiho.
He is KJ's boy, isn't he?
Oh yeah.
Him and True. KJ's boys.
Will forever be KJ's boys. GuMiho, again, True just got bopped, and GuMiho is here to make up for that. Or is he? Because we know Dark, and this is exactly what he did against Kier last week.
Yep. Hopefully GuMiho has a better response to this. He skipped, okay, no. I thought that was a Reaper for a second. I don't know what I was thinking, but yeah, he doesn't skip out in the SCV Scout. This is absolutely crucial right now for GuMiho. Hopefully the response is the correct one.
Yeah, exactly. A bit of a refresher, last week when we casted Kier versus Dark, Kier went for a low ground bunker to try and hold the natural, and that's not what you want to be doing against this. Like it's nigh impossible to hold the low ground against a fast Roach Warren. A
Roach Warren that went unscouted. Hopefully that later natural base is enough of a tell right now for GuMiho, but I don't see a bunker up.
Yeah, the factory, gets delayed. Nice target fire there by Dark, focusing down that SCV. Oh god, the Reaper almost gets surrounded as well. These Lings, again, they are not the main threat. They're just scouting, they're just wreaking a little bit of havoc. The Roaches are on the way.
Yeah, they are. The wall is here for GuMiho. Even gets an extra SCV kill. Hey, the high ground wall is there, but he does not have the firepower. He does not have the toughness to really survive against all these Roaches. He's getting Marauders right now, which is great against Roaches, but where's that bunker, mate? These Marauders are not gonna be long for this world without the safety of a bunker.
I'm shocked that there is no bunker. I like the wall though, because of the way he's constructed his wall, there aren't two depots that are exposed. There's only one. He was able to throw down his other depot behind the mineral line, so he doesn't have to worry about too much about getting supply block. Meanwhile, here we go. He does focus on one of the Roaches.
You can see just how quickly Marauders deal with Roaches, but more reinforcements are coming right now for Dark. He can produce a lot quicker than GuMiho can. And because it's Berlingrad, the defender's advantage is not quite an advantage. The depot is on fire right now. One of these Marauders already going down. Concussor Shell, thankfully, was able to finish researching, but I don't think it's going to be enough. And I thought Cure had a awkward response to this.
Yeah, I mean, the wall is no longer a wall. As you said, Concussor Shell did finish up, and it looks like everything may be clear. Oh, but look at the damage that's been done. 12 SCVs have already gone down.
Yeah, now that the Marauders have been able to... Ravagers and Roaches have been able to bust down the wall. Lynx is starting to come in, which is absolutely the counter to these Marauders. I do like that GuMiho kept that in mind, so he was continuing to produce Hellions as well, but the damage has already been dealt. GuMiho ain't dead yet, but he's dying.
I'm worried he's moving out, and we have a mass rotation here from all these Lings. The wall is still not a wall, by the way.
And it's even less of a wall now.
Oh my god.
That is unfortunate. GuMiho caught in the middle of the map. He's now turning around, but it's going to take a lot longer for these Marauders to get across the map. And then these Lings, Dark, capitalizing his advantage. The mules! They're not mining!
The mules!
Of energy!
They're pulled off the line as well. Oh my god, these things are still dealing more damage, and Dark isn't done, by the way. Fun fact, he did drone up a little bit, which was pretty interesting, but here we go. Another wave of Lings, another wave of Roaches, and Ling speed is on the way.
Even deadlier right now. GuMiho, I don't think he can even afford a wall at the moment.
Yeah, he is really strapped for cash right now. Oh my god, as he lifts up his racks to scout, I guess, question mark. Oh, he's going to be able to catch a couple.
High ground vision.
Yeah, some high ground vision. He's going to be able to get a couple of Overlords, and this will supply block Dark.
Absolutely crucial right now for GuMiho. He needs this to happen, but there are already Lings making their way across the map. A couple more Overlords being made to replace them.
This Cyclone is so exposed, by the way. Oh, the Cyclone! No!
I was gonna say I really like the moves that GuMiho is sort of going for right now. He's getting a Banshee, he's getting Hellions, and he didn't neglect the Cyclone either, just in case Dark decided to go back into making Roaches, which he did. But it's too little, too late at this point. Even with the Banshee coming out, I do not see a way for GuMiho to really come back in this game.
Well, especially because both Marauders just got taken out. So now there's no bonus damage to all these Roaches. We do see a pretty nice surround, though. Nicely done here by GuMiho, so he's going to be able to mitigate some of this damage. But more Lings are flooding on in. The wall has never been a wall. It's just not happened. Oh, the Bile does connect with the Banshee, but only one Bile, so the Banshee survives.
Yeah, surprisingly. Okay. Even more damage is getting dealt. GuMiho, I'll give it to GuMiho. He's surviving every single attack. Maybe he may be able to bleed out Dark long enough, but there's a big difference between surviving and surviving without any losses.
Yeah, I mean the Banshee is zooming across the map to do some counter damage. Unfortunately for GuMiho, Dark is droning. Dark has spores on the way. He is preparing himself for a longer game. He's like, okay, I don't think I can kill you anymore, but I have crippled you.
For now, I do think that GuMiho, I don't know, potentially if he turtles up hard enough and he goes for a bit more of harassment-based play, maybe he'll be able to inch his way back into this, but it's a very tall order.
Yeah. I mean, there is always potential here. He's got a lot of Hellions. Maybe he can go for a Hellion run by and catch his opponent off guard. He's making another Banshee as well, so with multiple Banshees, he will be able to one-shot workers. Even here, he finds a little nice sweet spot in between the bases.
Yeah, this whole area, it's no Overseers. These Banshees have a little bit more survivability. A lot of Lings going down to those Hellions as well. Eventually it adds up, especially since Dark, he may have the economic advantage, but he doesn't have a fantastic economy either.
Oh yeah, at the same time, Hellions do slip into the main base. The drones are kind of lining up, so even more drone damage is being done. And this isn't critical damage, but again, it's necessary. Like, he's slowly chipping away at Dark, slowly getting back into this game.
Yeah, that gap in the worker disparity did get a little closer, did get a little narrower. Slowly but surely GuMiho is clawing his way back in, but now Dark, I mean, he's getting the lair, he's got his spores in a fantastic location. It's about providing him detection in most positions of his base.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god, but despite that, despite even losing some Banshees, GuMiho is getting a lot of drone kills. Look at the overall units lost, 9 drones in total, not bad. And now Dark is only ahead by, what, 3 workers?
Yeah, especially considering the fact that they're even on the base count. If Dark doesn't get a third base soon, then I think he can kiss his economic advantage goodbye. I mean, with the mules, he's kissing his mineral income advantage goodbye.
Yeah. Exactly. Looking at the overall income advantage, you can see that it's kind of swinging in favor of GuMiho. At the same time, this Hellion run by may be a little bit ambitious. There is a lot of potential. He's going to try and get past the Roaches.
And they do. They get a couple more kills here. Banshee is harassing. Oh, not ideal right now. Nice surround, actually, so Dark doesn't lose as much. Was that a kill?
That was a kill!
No! Kill! GuMiho's back in this, just like that.
Mate.
Dark no longer has the advantage. GuMiho has not won this by any means yet, But all of a sudden, the game is even again.
Yeah, now the early game doesn't matter. 400 minerals, sorry, 300 minerals down the drain. Ay, ay, ay. Dark, please, not like this. The Hellion Rumbers, they keep on going. The Queens move out of position. Ah.
GuMiho, what I tell ya? He's focusing entirely on the harassment play while he builds up back at home. He's clawed his way back in. And now he actually has the income advantage. He has the economic advantage. Is he building a third base? He isn't, but he's building up his forces.
Hey, he's already got the third. He's got it.
Oh wait, he's already got the. He's already got the third.
He's already got the third. He's muling on up. We can see GuMiho is clearly ahead in the economy now. But the big difference is Dark rushed out that lair. He's going for mutas. Do we have an answer to that? So far, it hasn't been scouted. There are no missile turrets. What's our anti-air looking like? It is going to be bio. I thought it was going to be mech because of the racks floating earlier, but it is bio. I do worry, but we have a scan, and now he sees.
So he really has to take this seriously. He has two Vikings that aren't really here to deal with that Overseer, so unfortunately, one of the Banshees is going to go down, but not another one. Nice little bits of damage here. What is GuMiho doing with those Vikings?
I don't know what the plan with the Vikings are, but they will help against the mutas. They're not the most efficient anti-air, but you know, they do help out a little bit here. Maybe he was hoping to catch a couple of stray overlords, but again, missile turrets are on the way. The Spire was scattered earlier. The likelihood of these mutas dealing damage is that little bit lower. But Stim isn't done quite yet, so maybe the mutas can dance around and find some damage.
There's definitely a lot of opportunity right now for Dark. 7 Mutalists, not a whole lot, but considering the anti-air defenses of GuMiho, they can still get a lot done, as you said. Oh, the Vikings, though. Very nice target firing. Slowly but surely, they may be able to get a couple of these mutas. Alright, I really underestimated the Vikings, I think.
Hey, Vikings are
they're
the real answer to the mutas, mate.
Yeah. Like 4 Vikings, what, 2-shot Mutalists? If he gets one more, will be able to one-shot the mutas.
Yeah.
And they have a much longer range as well, so yeah, maybe offensively they're not a good answer to mutas, but defensively, pretty fantastic.
Definitely, and now here we go. GuMiho is pushing out across the map. He's got 2 tanks, he's got Stim, he's about to have +1. This is going to be a very strong timing in Dark. He doesn't have a lot to defend. He basically has almost pure muta. He has to pull everything.
He has to pull everything. Oh, nice biles on the tanks, but it is not going to be enough. GuMiho is potentially gonna take this.
Yeah.
The Mutalists are trying. The Vikings have been dealt with.
Oh,
reinforcements coming in though.
A couple of reinforcements do come in. The tank is gonna go down, but the reinforcing Marines are gonna be too much. The mutas, you know what? Mutas against Marines keep going, puppy. GG.
What a comeback from GuMiho here, taking game number 1 after such an awkward defense in the early game. I was really doubting him. I really thought that. I even went so far as to say I think Cure had a better answer to Dark's build in Berlingrad, but apparently not. GuMiho, this is why I love him, man. I'm here. I'm at step 1. GuMiho is already thinking 12 steps ahead.
It's one of those things where GuMiho, he is one of the more unique players out there. I wouldn't say as far as like a Terran Miyamika, but like he has his own like answer to things, and he had a very interesting response to that like 12 pool, essentially to the pool into roaches, and wow, the comeback was insane. It was so necessary for him to deal that economic damage, by the way, with the Hellions and the Banshees. Like his control was exactly what it needs to be there, because if it was anything less, there was no way he could have been able to pull that off.
And now, guess what, like, he only needs one more map. Un momento, por favor, to eliminate Dark from this tournament, and we'll see if that comes to fruition as we continue our series now on Curious Minds LE. We're in the top left-hand corner map, running all the way in the top left-hand corner. We, of course, have our red Zerg player coming down from the land of Korea. He's going to be representing Dragon Phoenix Gaming, DPG. Probably the highest profile Zerg player that we've got in our tournament today, but now at a very, very major risk of destroying, being eliminated. He is Dark. Also representing Goku, I guess.
Going for the pool first and spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Curious Minds LE, we have The South Korean Terran player representing Storm Gaming making a massive comeback on Berlingrad. It is GuMiho.
I like this from Dark. You know, my build, it didn't work in game 1. I'll do it again.
He's gonna do it again, mate.
I dare
there
you.
we go. The gases are being taken. Oh my god. I don't know how I feel about this Yaku, because Curious Minds is another small map, don't get me wrong, but if it doesn't work on Berlingrad, like, you know, is it gonna work on any other map?
Yeah, Curious Minds, I believe, is about the same size and even slightly smaller than Berlingrad when it comes to area, but you do have to snake around a little bit. You can't go immediately across the map in a straight line, so it does delay the push out a little bit longer. Dark will be scouted with his 6 blings, and that should be enough of a tell for GuMiho to sort of recognize that he has to take this seriously. I think he skipped out on the Reaper, actually.
He did. He went Marine first. With these Marines, he's trying to kill an Overlord, which won't be the most ideal thing, but with good enough kiting, I think he can deal with these Lings. He did scout them earlier, so he should be surprised. And there we go, especially with the help of the SCV.
Yeah, they are slow Lings, and there are a lot of choke points you can take advantage of in the natural base when the Ling count is this low. Now we're getting a couple of roaches out. The bunker on the low. Bunker on the low. Oh no.
Mate, GuMiho may be a little bit overconfident here. He's exuding Chad energy, but I don't know if it's gonna work out. He's like, mate, I just bopped you in the first game. You thought I was dead? Nah, mate, I had an insane comeback. I kind of like this as well. He's kind of walling off here with his racks.
Yeah, maybe with the wall he might be able to get away with the low ground bunker, but I'm still very worried for him right now. I gotta be honest, he's getting Hellion as well instead of a Cyclone.
Oh boy, yeah. I mean, Hellions are on the way. At least the bunker is completed. Meanwhile, I guess a lot of this is because GuMiho he never scouted the Roach Warren. So for all he knows, it was just a pull first, and that's it. Like, there were no roaches behind it, so he was gambling a little bit here. But now the roaches have been revealed.
Well, GuMiho's gonna have to try to send out a couple of SVs, I think, to be able to get a repair on this bunker in time. Thankfully, there aren't too many Ravagers at the moment, but there's still a pretty overwhelming force of roaches out. They are getting a little bit distracted, but the bunker goes down. Low ground bunker, man.
Yeah.
Never worked out.
The wall is not a wall either, even if the depot was raised, because there was no add-on here on the starport. Aye, boys are being pulled. Tank is on the way. It still needs a little bit more time, but Lings are flooding across the map.
I feel like those boys needed to be pulled a lot earlier. IMO. The tank will be able to deal with one of the Ravagers. The wall, he tried to get it up, but wasn't to be in the end. Maybe that bought him enough time, though.
The surround!
Oh,
the surround was real. The tank went down. There's nothing left. There's only a single Viking here to defend and one Marine on the low ground. Lings continue to flood on in across the map as well. Second tank is on the way, and if we see a full wall off, maybe GuMiho can hold.
And the wall off is here. The tank doesn't want to siege just yet because it doesn't want to deliver any friendly fire damage. GuMiho, okay, losing a decent number of SCVs right now, but once again, he's held. GuMiho has held, and Dark is starting to drone up now.
Yeah, Dark, he has kind of conceded this fact that, okay, I cannot kill you, not now, not anymore. I will be droning up, and GuMiho never even had to lift up his natural. He couldn't mine from it, to be fair, but and he did lose a lot of SCVs. Dark does take the worker lead, but not by much. Like, GuMiho, he's okay. He's alive.
Yeah. He's actually lost a lot less SCVs in this map than he did in
the supply block.
to the assault. Yeah, that is a very, very massive supply block, and something that GuMiho absolutely needs to take advantage of right now. But as much as this was a better defense for GuMiho, this was also a much quicker transition from Dark. He's recognized a lot earlier that I can't get away with this. I need to transition to start droning up, get my tech, and get a third base much, much faster. So yeah, maybe this is actually better for Dark than them previously.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we do something that I'm a little bit concerned about though is that we do have a fusion core here for GuMiho, so he is going straight into BCs, and on top of that, GuMiho has been doing a very good job at killing overlords. Dark will not scout this. He is preparing because, hey, we had a Banshee opener in the previous game, so he needs to be ready for something. But if he doesn't have enough queens, mate, the BC could be it. It could be the end for Dark.
Well, I can definitely say that right now he doesn't have enough queens, but he is making them slowly but surely. Unfortunately, there is a little bit of a gap in his creep when it comes to the main base and the natural base. Okay, it's filling. Oh, look at that! Take the page out of Mio Micah's book.
I love it. Dark, he's getting ready for anything here. He's got his third base up and running. He's making 2-3 queens at a time. He's gonna be okay. He's gonna be okay.
Or is he? He has the tools to be okay. Will he be okay?
That's the big question here, mate, as we even have Yamato on the way. This is mech, as the second factory is being thrown down, so GuMiho, he is one of those Terran players in Korea. To be fair, there's quite a lot of them now that is willing to go mech, and I kind of like this. I kind of love this.
A classic GuMiho right now. Just about what we're used to. Mech, especially if Dark decides to go for Roach Ravager again. Mech can definitely work out really well.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, here we go. The BC does teleport into the main base. The Queens do not have enough energy for transfuse. At the same time, Hellions get into the third.
And to get a decent chunk of the workers. GuMiho has to be very careful with this BC. There's not a lot of dead air on Curious Minds that he can fall back to. And he already utilized his recall earlier, or his teleport, sorry, earlier.
Yeah, he did teleport in, so now the BC is trapped here, at least until the teleport comes off of cooldown. And the Hellions did deal a little bit of damage. What was that, like 7 drone kills in total, 9 in total throughout this game, so not bad. But Dark, I mean, now GuMiho has kind of revealed his hand.
Yeah, he definitely has. Dark is well aware that BC Mech is coming his way, and Dark is looking to respond in kind. We got the infestation pick coming down. Dark is trying to get to lair tech pretty quickly. More importantly, I think he might go for some swarm hosts.
Oh, yes, swarm hosts wouldn't be a bad choice. Meanwhile, Yamato finished up. He will be able to Yamato one of the queens, but he has to teleport the hell out of here. Up.
Yeah, it wasn't one of the queens in the end, and he will teleport right out. Very nicely timed here for GuMiho.
Jesus. That was pretty close. At the same time, Hellions are trying to dip into that third base. It will clear a little bit of creep here, as you know, to kind of stem the tide. But I'm also really curious as to what the purpose of this infestation pit is, because he hasn't started pathogen glands, so I don't think this is quite for infestors.
Let's go swarm hosts.
Yeah, we'll see if it's for swarm host, infestor, or maybe just to go into a faster hive. For the time being, Dark, he's just committed to the Roach Ravager. Ooh, almost gets tank.
And nice corrosive vial, so the tank doesn't have much of a buffer either. It doesn't have much of a buffer, but it is being repaired. So, feels almost like a tank donation there, although one of GuMiho's SCVs went down. Worth it?
Worth it, maybe. As BC gets across the map, we see another Yamato, and there we go. We have our answer. It is for those swarm hosts.
What'd I tell ya? GuMiho tried to be as annoying as possible with his BCs. He's getting an Overlord here and there. He's getting a Queen here and there. This does have the potential to stack up, but he doesn't quite have an answer to the swarm host yet. Does he have Blue Flame? He does not. Oh no, GuMiho, you really get on top of those upgrades, man.
Yeah, like the problem is that he hasn't seen the swarm host. He saw the infestation pit, and I guess he saw that it wasn't researching, so he has seen a couple of things that could kind of give it away, but he doesn't know for certain. And now here we go, the swarm host. Oh, that's a interesting skin. There's Spike. Oh, the skin!
Yeah, I don't think I've
oh
seen
my
skin
god
before, actually. Really important scan for GuMiho here. Not only can he clear creep, but he does also scout the swarm host.
Yeah.
It will land on one of the tanks, and one of the tanks will go down just like so. It is only one tank, but this does have the potential to stack back up. Unfortunately for Dark, he's kind of a sitting duck while he's waiting for these locusts to come off of cooldown.
Whack.
Whack.
I just love how that BC was just going for a run by to clear up creep, and it just happened to come across the Swarmers. So the Swarmers haven't really been able to pay for themselves. They've only killed a single tank. Meanwhile, here we go. GuMiho immediately goes for a counterattack because a lot of Locust Waves are on cooldown, but doesn't have a lot to protect his tanks.
Yeah, I felt like GuMiho was playing off of instinct right there. You see, alright, the locusts have been popped. I should move out across the map. Unfortunately, didn't realize that behind all of those swarm hosts, Dark still had a very solid army of roaches and ravages.
Exactly. And because of that, GuMiho, he lost like, what, 5-6 tanks for free? BCs do reign supreme here, but they weren't where they needed to be, and at the same time, in comes that Locust Wave, and this time that BC count is low enough where the Locust Wave doesn't get cleared up immediately.
Yeah, gets another tank. It's really nice for Dark here and does delay the economy of GuMiho by a little bit. But now GuMiho is working off 4 bases. He stopped producing BCs. 4 is just about the sweet spot, it seems, for mech like this.
Yeah, it's kind of like that harassing squad that can move out, clear creep, Yamato 4 queens at once. Of course, Yamato is something that you have to bear in mind. But now Dark has established his 4 bases. His drone count is still pretty low, actually. I'm surprised. He's down, actually, in workers, equal in bases. But over time, these Locust Waves, they should gain value.
Yeah, if not kills, then at least able to force up a liftoff. GuMiho is currently supply blocked, which is always devastating when you're playing mech. You don't have a lot of supply to work with, for starters, and yeah, you don't want to limit yourself.
It's also pretty interesting that after his tank count got reset, he actually went into Cyclone production. So he transitioned from a more like slow mech, into turtle mech, I should say, into battle mech here, and now he can go a little bit more toe-to-toe with the Roach Rav.
If his kiting is on point, he's losing a lot of the Cyclones unnecessarily.
Oh my god, yeah, his attention was elsewhere. His army goes down, and now the queens are at his doorstep. This third base is never going to mind. The Locust Wave comes back in. The BCs were a little bit idle there towards the south.
As we're getting into the later stages of this game, you can really see why Dark sort of has GuMiho's number here. I will say that GuMiho has a lot of strengths, but multitasking, unfortunately, is not one of them. GG is called. Dark evens out that series sideways 1-1.
GG, well played. It was an intense start to the game, once again going for that very fast Roach Warren with that early aggression. GuMiho once again holds, and even, again, kind of equalizes that economy, but, oh god, he really did struggle, dealing with the constant harassment of the Swarmhost Locust Waves. Honestly, I feel like it came down to that big counterattack where he lost all his tanks. Like, that was...
Absolutely, that's 100%. Absolutely, that's 100% what it was. If he had those tanks back at home defensively and he, focused more on harassing than on going for a big counter push, would have been fine. And somebody is pointing out in the chat here, logic, is GuMiho still not scouting? Well, yeah. That's pretty much what it came down to. He had no map vision. He didn't realize that Dark wasn't playing a mono battle.
Yeah.
He was still getting roaches and ravages behind that. But now it's time for me to go. Oh, no, never mind.
You're like, it's my turn. GuMiho subbing Yaku in. Let's go. But you're right in that GuMiho just assumed that Dark had just went queen and Swarmhost, and the Swarmhost wave was gone, so he's like, okay, now is the time to counterattack. Suddenly there's like, a massive like supply of Roach Ravager waiting for him, and he wasn't quite expecting that. Really caught him off guard, and just like that, Dark is able to tie up the series, and we have our ace match.
Ooh. Speaking of an ace match, thank you very much, $3.75 for that $1 tip.
The amount of numbers in that message confused me. Not gonna lie. But thank you, Papi. Thank you for the $1 tip. We appreciate it.
That is going directly to Neo.
True.
Well, I'll specifically, I will make sure that that $1 goes to Neo's PayPal. I'll be sure of it. And anyway, we're going to be continuing our series and concluding our series on Hot YLE. We're in the top right-hand corner map, starting all the way in the top right-hand corner. We have a red Zerg player coming down from the land of Korea. He's, of course, going to be representing Dragon Phoenix Gaming, DPG, going for yet another pool first. He is Dark.
And spawning in the bottom left, but also in the middle of the map, we have our South Korean Terran player. Let's go! Representing Storm Gaming. He's had enough. He's had enough about all this aggression. It is his turn. It is GuMiho.
This is just beautiful to witness. Like, we see a pool first, and then immediately, like, not a second after that, we see 2 Raxes being thrown down in the middle of the map. This is... oh.
So, I'm not sure how this dynamic is going to play out. 1, Lings are coming out faster. 6 Lings are already on the way. And they're going to be going across the map. If luck is on GuMiho's side, they will avoid this proxy location. But if they do, like, there's nothing at home to defend. Like, you know, GuMiho could end up losing a lot of workers if he doesn't wall off.
Yeah, I think on paper, if you look at the math and the probability, Dark has the advantage, right? But there are still a lot of little windows of opportunity that GuMiho can take advantage of and can, you know, translate into a win, but he hasn't found one yet.
Exactly. The Lings are here. The bunkers will not finish. The SCVs are being focused down one after the other. The Marines are also being stifled. Okay, one SCV does survive, so this push isn't dead yet for GuMiho. He needs to get a bunker up and running here to lay siege upon the bases of Dark.
Yeah, a couple of roaches are already on the way. I will say that a good thing for GuMiho is that he was able to delay the Lings, but on the flip side, Dark was also able to delay the push. So yeah, GuMiho can't quite get that bunker in position like he wanted to. Cancels it and pulls back. Dark has such a massive advantage right now.
He does, but he's also going to have a big supply block. So GuMiho does have that going for him as he turns around and he's going to try and transition. But as you said, like, what do we have at home? We're not going to have any, at the moment, we don't have any bunkers. We don't have any Hellions. We don't have tank production. We don't have an ability to get a Banshee out. We have nothing. We only have Marines. Like Roach Rav. Mate, they're going to have a field day breaking up this ramp.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
oh my god.
Yeah. GuMiho doubles down?
Well, he lifted up and he landed on the other side of the rocks, so, like, Dark doesn't know that the production has moved.
Well, he knows that it's moved. He just doesn't realize that it's still on the map.
Yeah. I love this. So this means that GuMiho, he's not wasting any time to get an army out. Like, otherwise, his production would still be en route into his main base and he would have nothing to defend.
That's a little bit of stutter stepping here from GuMiho. Actually able to target down these roaches really, really well.
Well, but now
are we even again?
Well, the Ravagers come in and they're going to be able to out-kite all of those Marines. Dark did lose a lot of roaches though, and now he's droning up.
So once again, you got to give the advantage to Dark here, but GuMiho can still smash open that window.
I kind of want to favor GuMiho a little bit because Dark doesn't know about this proxy location, and GuMiho is not expanding. For all Dark knows is a CC on the high ground. Like, GuMiho is going one base all in, and if Dark drones up too much, like, it's going to be over.
That is also something else to consider. He's waiting on a little bit more larva. That concussive shell is really starting to stack up right now for GuMiho. But he has kind of revealed his hand. Now Dark is getting a bunch of links. He's getting a spine crawler. Not a whole lot of DPS, not a whole lot of defenses, but it may be just enough for him.
Yeah, we'll see. 1 Roach, 1 Ravager, and 8 Lings. But as you said, we have more Lings on the way. We have a spine, we have some Queens. He should pull the boys, by the way. He has a massive worker lead. He needs to pull them if he wants to hold on. Oh, but Stim is on the horizon.
Yeah, Marauders aren't that scary for drones, and here comes the pull. The spine crawler finishes up. No energy for transfuse just yet. This is going to be enough for Dark to hold. He's lost all of his Lings and his roaches, and now his Ravager as well, but enough forces of GuMiho were bled out, it seems, for Dark to go for a counterattack.
Ling speed finishes up. Dark can take control of the map. He's zooming across the map right now. Oh, it looks like a couple of reinforcements will meet up though. GuMiho does save that Marauder.
Sim's about to finish up very, very soon for GuMiho as well. But that's basically his silver bullet, right? He doesn't want to use Sim too many times. He has to wait until he can absolutely take advantage of it, but not sure if that time is going to come. A lot of Marines coming out to deal with the Lings. Thankfully, GuMiho has recognized, okay, he's not going to be making roaches for a long, long time. I don't want to be making too many Marauders.
Yeah.
It's so nice to have a couple of custom shells, but you don't want to overmake them.
Exactly. Like, Marauders have their place, they have their purpose. They can focus on Queens, they can focus on that Spine Crawler. But against Lings, we need more and more Marines, especially because Dark doesn't have any Banelings to really deal with them. So, GuMiho has to be very careful with how he balances out his army and what units he makes.
He also needs to be careful because as time goes on, Dark is going to get the advantage. Beautiful surround here from the side of Dark. GuMiho tried to counter flank, and it worked. It works. And GuMiho's getting a couple of medevacs, so he can actually afford to stim a few more times.
Oh my god, Dark, please. GuMiho, it wasn't just the counter surround, he was also stutter stepping and edging his way closer to the wall, to the edge of the map, to reduce surface area. Now GuMiho has those medevacs, he's going for a drop.
There's a lot of micro potential as well with these drops. At the first sign of trouble, he can just pick up and boost elsewhere if need be. Priority numero uno for GuMiho is to keep his units alive, but he also needs to deal some damage. Dark is on 3 bases and he's almost saturated on
Again, like, GuMiho is 1 base all in, like, he has to make something happen here, and oh my god, the medevacs are being focused out. He's gonna have to strand his army.
No hot pickup. And that should be game. GG is called. Dark takes that series 2-1, but he had to fight for it. He had to fight so hard against the unorthodoxy of GuMiho. Cut out there, but yeah, GG, well played for Dark and very well played from GuMiho as well. You'll never be bored in a GuMiho series, I can tell you that much. He absolutely refuses to conform to the Terran meta. Sometimes he'll play to the meta, but he'll always make it his own. He'll always add a little splash of GuMiho sauce, of Gumijang. Gumijang, that's what I'll call it.
There you go, Gomsujang, mate. It's Quantel, mate. That was a wild series. That was a wild game to end it on as well. It was such a shame that obviously GuMiho was hoping that this madman just pulled first me 2 games in a row. He's not going to do it 3 games in a row, is he? It's Dark, mate. The answer is yes, every single game. So it was a bit of a shame that GuMiho gambled a little bit and he gambled wrong. Despite that, his transition into a 1-base all-in was pretty terrifying. It almost worked. Again, I'm sure he was hoping Dark was droning up a little bit more. I'm sure he was hoping he could kind of keep his build and his units hidden a little bit longer. Unfortunately, he had to kind of go for it. He was on a timer as well, and that was a wild game.
Wild game, a wild series. GuMiho showing off the absolute height of tenacity in this series. Every single time you think GuMiho is down and out, he's down, but he's not out.
Oh yeah.
He thinks so far ahead. He recognizes, this is how I come back in this game. This is what I'm going to do. I'm scratching my head. You were scratching your head. I'm sure most people were probably scratching their heads a little bit at what GuMiho was doing, but it all works out until it doesn't.
Yeah, that's the GuMiho mantra, mate. It works until it doesn't. That's how he won GSL. Oh god, but yeah, GG, well played. Congratulations to Dark. He does move on, and this is where everyone has to pay attention to the bracket because a lot has been going on.